From NBC News, this is Today.
We're back, and this morning we've got some advice to help you deal with what we're calling happiness hangovers. Do you ever feel that dread on Sunday evening just before you go back to work on Monday? Or do you feel a little let down after coming back from vacation? Well, it's more common than you think. It's a story that was recently covered by EverydayHealth.com. Elizabeth Lombardo is a psychologist and the author of A Happy You, Your Ultimate Prescription for Happiness. And Jeff Gardier is also a psychologist, and he's with us as well. Good to see you guys.
Good morning.
So I didn't read this. I remember going to, when I was in school, starting to dread like Saturday night. I'm already thinking Sunday I've got to go, and I got to be back. So this is not that unusual.
It's not uncommon at all. A lot of times this happens. We have positive things that happen in our lives. When they're over, it's, oh, now what?
So, well, how do you avoid this? I mean, when you talk about, you know, it's a big event, whether it's a wedding or you're coming back from vacation. Now you've got to get back to real life.
Well, it shouldn't be just about the anticipation of getting there or all the things you do in order to get there and waiting for that end point, because you hit what we call that happiness set point where you only get so happy and then you crash. So it really should be about enjoying the journey every step of the way, and then, of course, what I call the aftercare, what you do after you've reached the goal in order to keep that happiness going.
Like looking at photos, things like that?
Exactly, especially when people go on vacations. They get very upset when the vacation is almost over, or it's over, and then they come back home and they face reality, and it's really a drag. So instead, invest in the experience that you can then just keep doing over and over again by putting up photos or looking at your journal or just sharing that experience with other people.
In other words, boring them with what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. When I was a kid, it was about showing those slides over and over again.
And this is us at the Grand Canyon.
Exactly.
And now, Elizabeth, there's also a letdown when people have they completed a major project as well. I mean, not just about vacations.
Right. And I think this really speaks to our need as humans to have a sense of purpose in our lives. We need to have a sense of purpose, something that we look forward to in our lives. And so when you do that, when you achieve what you've been setting out to do, look for that next step, whether it's a project, deepening your relationships with people who you care about, helping other people so that you can find that fulfillment.
So basically talking about setting goals, having constant goals.
Absolutely.
And then when they say money can't buy happiness, but it sure can help. There's a problem, Jeff, when people, you know, all of a sudden come into a pile of cash unexpectedly, whether an inheritance or some sort of a sweepstakes one.
Right. Well, a lot of researchers are saying that when it goes over $75,000 as far as what you earn or being able to win some sort of a lottery, the money doesn't really matter. It becomes a letdown because you realize that money is going to soon disappear. So really, it's about how you earn the money, or if you won the money, what do you do with it? And again, the researchers are saying share that wealth. Be a philanthropist. Be able to help other people, because then it gives a deeper meaning to the money, but even a deeper meaning to your existence.
So in other words, you've done something good.
That's right.
And then weight loss is when we talk about goal. Folks, you know, they struggle, and it's something I can relate to, but then they lose the weight, and all of a sudden they realize they're maybe still depressed. They thought that losing the weight was going to be this great cure-all.
Right, and I think so for so long they're getting on the scale, they're getting rewarded by the numbers going down, and then it gets to a set point. So change your focus from losing weight to having a healthy lifestyle. And maybe it's trying a new exercise class, or working out with a friend, or even setting a new goal like completing a race.
And stop looking at the weight loss. Do what you've done and a little bit of what I do. After you lost the weight, you started bulking up, you're lifting iron, and you really have changed your body, redistributed the weight. So that becomes the goal, to stay healthy and stop looking at the weight loss. Really recreate yourself outside, but also inside. Have the inside match what the outside is. So enrich yourself psychologically, emotionally also.
I don't know so much about pumping iron. I can barely pump my own gas. You know, so anyway. And then retirement. That's a big change for people. They're looking forward to it, and then maybe it's not what they thought.
Right.
Yeah, well, in many ways, when people do get to that retirement level, they say, oh, you know, all I want to do is kick back and go fishing. And I like to say, if you retire, you die. What it really should be about retirement should be setting new goals. Okay, maybe I'll work less at whatever my profession or my job is, but now I can start doing all of these other things, travel more, create more, contribute to the world in a much different but a better way.
And I really recommend that people not only plan for their financial retirement, but their psychological retirement also.
Absolutely.
Really think about, how am I going to be spending my time?
All right, Elizabeth Lombardo and Jeff Gardier, always good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Great to see you.